God's story, miracles of Jesus. So part of God's story is about the miracles of Jesus, and it goes like this. The Bible tells us that God didn't originally create the world to have sickness, pain, and death in it, and that one day He will make everything new. Jesus, who was God's Son, came to the world and showed us how the world should be, and how it will be again someday. He did miracles. A miracle is something amazing that only happens because of God's power. Here are just a few of the miracles of Jesus. One day, Jesus and His disciples met a man who had been born blind. People thought this man must have done something wrong, and that's why he was blind. But Jesus didn't believe that. He said, "Neither this man nor his parents sinned. This happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him." Then Jesus spat on the ground, made some mud, and put it on the man's eyes. Then He told the man to wash himself in a pool of water. After that, the man could see. Jesus had healed him of his blindness. Later, the man asked Jesus who he was, and Jesus told him that he was God's Son. Then the man worshipped and said, "Lord, I believe." Jesus didn't just want to heal this man's eyes. He healed the blind man so that he would believe in Jesus. Another time, Jesus went somewhere to be alone and pray, while His disciples went ahead in a boat. The wind started howling and the waves were really big when they saw someone walking across the water. At first they were afraid, but then they realized it was Jesus. Jesus said, "Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid." After that, one of the disciples, Peter, decided to walk on the water toward Jesus. But after his first few steps, he got scared and started to sink. Jesus pulled him up and said, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" Jesus was saying that Peter didn't need to be afraid, because Jesus has power over the wind and the waves, and even the ability to walk on water. Another time, there was a Roman soldier who asked Jesus to heal his servant who couldn't walk. The Roman soldier knew that Jesus could heal his servant just by speaking a word. He said, "Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed." Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. Go, let it be done just as you believed it would." And the servant was healed at that very moment. This Roman soldier asked Jesus to heal his servant because he had faith. That means he trusted that Jesus would do this miracle. He believed that Jesus had power over everything, and Jesus was amazed by his faith. These are just a few of the miracles Jesus did, and He told His followers that they would do even greater things, like forgiving their enemies, telling people about God's love, and healing people. The miracles of Jesus are in the Bible so that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in His name. John 20:31b. Jesus wasn't trying to impress people or put on a show. Every miracle Jesus did showed people the truth, that Jesus was the Son of God, and He came here to forgive us and free us from our sins. And He did that by taking the punishment we deserve. He died on the cross, and then did the greatest miracle of all. He came back to life. And that's a little about the miracles of Jesus. So, in case you missed it, here's the quick version. A miracle is something amazing that only God can do. Jesus did miracles because He's God's Son. He healed a blind man. He walked on water. He made a paralyzed man walk again. He died and came back to life. He came here to free us from our sins. And that's a part of God's story.